So before checking out this video, you may want to look at the subordinating conjunction and the coordinating conjunction videos. But we're going to go ahead and dive into question words. So when you're combining sentences, you can utilize question words to add a subordinating clause to an independent clause. Now, I use subordinating clause as the same word for dependent clause. So it just depends on what kind of grammar jargon you're used to. They're the same thing. So subordinating clause or a dependent clause. All right. So like I just said, it's the same as a dependent clause. It can't stand by itself. Therefore, in order for it to be a complete sentence and not a fragment, it has to be joined to an independent clause. Easy memory trick is an independent clause as much like an independent person. So an adult, a grown-up, someone who has to pay taxes and feed and clothe and shelter themselves. Whereas a dependent, which is what a child would be claimed as a child would be claimed as a dependent on a parent's tax form. It's a dependent because they are dependent upon food, clothing, shelter, etc. from the adults in their life. So dependent or subordinating clause. In German, in a subordinating clause, the word order is changed. Wonky, crazy, fun German verb placement. Watch out for that. Becomes very much like Yoda. So in English, we would say, I study German because my heritage is German. All right, so if we look at this, the independent clause is I study German, right? It stands by itself, period. I can't say, because my heritage is German, if I walk around just saying that, it's a fragment, right? It doesn't make a complete sense because it's missing part of the sentence, because my heritage is German. But I join them with a subordinating conjunction, and now I have a complete sentence. All right? So that's great. Easy to do. So, independent clause, trying to color code to help you here. Sorry about that. Got a little off. Because my heritage is German. All right? Now, it's great to use because, like weil, das, ob, als, wenn, damit. Yeah, you can use subordinating conjunctions. But did you know you can also use question words? Whoa, mind blown. When you're utilizing subordinating conjunctions, as subordinating conjunctions. So some of the best question words in the German language begin with W. Haha. So here's a list of them. Wann, so when. Wer, wen, wem, so who, whom, and whom. Noticing that this whom is accusative and this whom is dative. Wie, how. Wie lange, how long. Was, what. Wo, where. Warum, why. Usually the answer to that is because. So, utilizing these in practice form, zum Beispiel, you could say, ich weiß nicht, wer die Lehrerin ist. I do not know who the teacher is. Wir wissen nicht, wann wir die nächste Prüfung haben. We do not know when we have the next test. Notice I'm trying to highlight the order so you can note how crazy the German verb fun is. Weißt du, do you know, wo das Kino ist, where the movie theater is? Hast du gehört, wie lange der Film dauert? Have you heard how long the movie or the film lasts? Hat Franz gesagt, wen Hans kennt? Did Franz say whom Hans knows? So in the context of this, it's whom, because Hans is the subject. All right. So we're still throwing, as we did before in subordinating clauses, we're throwing the verb at the end of the sentence. All right. So instead of saying die Lehrerin ist, where's a good example? This one here. When we the next test have, right? That sounds Yoda speak. So the haben, if it were standing alone as a sentence, we would say, wir haben die nächste Prüfung. We have the next test. But because this is a subordinating clause, the conjugated verb, which typically would go right here, gets thrown to the end of the statement. So, Übung macht den Meister. Take a look at these 3 statements, 2 as sentences and 1 question, and go ahead and see if you can figure these out. Now notice, watch where the breaks are. So you're going to have 1 clause and then a question word, 1 clause and then a question word, 1 clause and then the question word. So try your hands at these, pause this video, resume when you are ready to check your answers. Viel Glück, viel Spaß. Die Antworten. We should ask where the party is. Wir sollen fragen, wo die Party ist. I don't know. Ich weiß nicht, wem ich helfen kann. I don't know whom I can help. All right. Help is special. Don't forget that helfen is dative. So we're going to be utilizing dative instead of wen. If you thought W-E-N, I mean, you're close. You're halfway right. But helfen, it's like, whew, totally changes. Like everything. Have you heard? So past tense question. Hast du gehört, wie lange das Buch ist? Cool, yeah? All right. Good job, everybody.